So what, see, you guys have had, who have you had so far? What situations have you dealt with? Kevin did.
Safe and out.
Safe and out. And interference. And Matt did interference, right?
Yes.
We're talking about how to deal with some behavior from folks on balls and strikes. Everybody agree that balls and strikes are one of those things that we deal with every single game. Right? They may not come out you on balls and on safes and outs, but in one way or another, and it might be the old passive aggressive, many times it is, in one way or the other, we need to deal with balls and strikes every game from various groups.
That came out of where Mikey's standing. So we can leave it out here until we're done.
Okay, sweet.
Put it back.
And so let's start from the a couple of things. So I got an umpire, and where can we get questions on balls and strikes? From where will we get balls and strikes questions?
The dugout.
Dugout?
Stands.
All right, hold on. Do we hear it in the stands?
Do we care if it comes from the
We don't
stands?
care if it's in the stands, right? We don't address it.
Coach's boxes.
Yeah, okay, so we got from the dugout, from the catcher, from the coach's box. That's the first time anybody said coach's box. Batter's box, and the pitcher. That's probably those are the ones that that we get them from. So let's see. Let me get an umpire. Somebody jump up. Umpire. Umpire. I need an umpire.
Oh, Rev.
Give me an umpire. There we go. Roll. Mine's easy. I don't know what everybody else has been doing, but mine's easy. So we got Raul, and he's standing there in his best hands on hip stance, and we call a ball.
Ball.
Coach is definitely coming out. Not sure which one.
We're going to let Raul get in his best stance, and he's going to call a ball. There. He called a ball now instead of the old stibball. So,
That's going to make the tape, too.
there's no question.
Only for 4 or 5 years. Wait till the next meeting.
So, now, from the bench, what might you hear?
Where was that pitch?
Okay, that's pretty much, that's what we get, right? Roll in the first inning. How, if any, way would you address that?
I'm not going to say anything.
Nothing?
No.
What if he, okay, let me present that scenario 2 ways. Cody's your catcher. He says, Cody, where was that pitch?
The coach says Cody.
The coach said, Cody, where was that pitch? You going to address it or not? Okay. If he says, Raul, where's that pitch? Going to address it or not?
No.
Okay. Thanks. That's all. See, I told you my group's easy.
Who would address it? Raise your hands. Who would not say anything? Okay.
Depends on how
You called this looking over at the coach as an address.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, okay, the coach, you said, wasn't saying that.
Right? We've got all kinds of ways to be able to address it. Some of them can be, our hand, our look, our mask off, all the things we've talked about before. The question that what I want to get to is, so if he deals with Cody, and we get that a lot, right? We get, hey, Cody, where was that pitch? What's he actually doing?
Yes,
He's actually asking you.
He wouldn't be asking Cody if he didn't think you missed the pitch. Now, but that's not an issue where we're going to get all red-faced and all crazy and everything. But I'll tell you 2 things. If I think Cody may be, if I think I could potentially missed that pitch, and he asked Cody, I'm going to tell Cody, I had it outside. or I had it inside. Wherever I thought I had it, but I thought I might have missed it. Why? There's a couple things. Number one, I want to try to prevent Cody from telling the truth and hosing me. Because that puts Cody in a situation maybe Cody doesn't want to be in. So the power of positive reinforcement here. Cody, I had that outside. Now he says outside. But now he and I both know it might not have been, I may have missed it. I'll then follow up with, I'll take another look at that next pitch. That was the curveball, right? God, you told me that was his best pitch. I'll take a better look at it next pitch. So if it was clearly that far outside, and you know Cody's going to say outside, let Cody handle it. If you think there's a possibility, it was marginal, and you think there's a possibility that he might go the other way, let him know. And if Cody then tells him it was a strike, now we know what we're dealing with, right? You might as well figure out what you're dealing with right off the bat. And look, I know I've either got a good relationship with Cody or we better need to establish what our relationship's going to be. I can go either way. I don't need to say a word to that sucker. I just need him to keep those balls off of me. That's all I need, right? So.
But you've laid the olive branch by helping to build a rapport with him. What he does with that determines how you're going to proceed from that point on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because if Cody says it was outside, and then I go, man, that was a good pitch. I'll take a look at that again. It was close. And I'm not going to tell him I missed it. I'm almost never going to tell him I missed it. I'll take a better look. I'll take another look. I'll take a whatever. And I think what I use is I'll take another look. I'll look at it again. And then go from there. See where that takes you. Hopefully he stays with you, and now you know you're dealing with a pretty good kid that at least understands the game. Fair? But now if he asks, so that's with the catcher, but he turns around and he says, and now the coach asks Raul, where'd you have that pitch? Raul says, nothing. How many of you agree first time around you probably wouldn't say anything?
I'm going to take in consideration how he asked that too, his tone of voice.
Well, he just said, Raul, where was that pitch? I mean, it's the first inning. He's probably not rabid yet. Fair enough? He's probably not. Exactly. So he's probably just asking now, where'd you have that? Because if he gets beyond, Raul, where'd you have that pitch? Then I got other issues that I'm going to address because now we really end it. But so, I mean, just exactly the way I said it. Raul, where'd you have that pitch? You're going to ignore or will you address it? How many of you say, it's first time, first inning? I'm not going to deal with it. I mean, I'm just not going to address it because it doesn't need to be addressed yet. It's first inning. How many of you agrees with that?
Do nothing, say nothing.
Yeah, just do nothing for in that particular instance. How many of you say, I probably should say something?
To the coach.
Not necessarily
Who's going to say something to the coach?
You say,
Exactly.
All right, so you'd say something to the coach.
I'm going to.
You'll address it. You'll address it.
Who's going to address it to the coach?
The coach directly addresses me, I'm not going to ignore it, because to me, that would just irritate me more if you're talking to somebody and they ignore you.
I agree with that. One thing that I say a lot is I think you need to hear, anybody who's ever had to deal with an ejection report or anything like that with me where you got a phone call where I had to say, what did they say? The correct answer is never, I didn't hear it. Because I didn't hear it. You got to hear everything that happens, whether it's from the players or the coaches. Whatever you choose to deal with is your business. And then we'll have to pick up the pieces afterwards if in the end you probably dealt with it wrong. But you got to hear it. And you got to have an opinion on it. And that opinion's got to relate to what is it that I'm going to say. So now I ask you, I will submit to you that, and Mike said it a few minutes ago, and Hank did, is that a simple works. Now, I think we had some other guys say, what'd they say, Mike? They said something about they would say outside, inside, no sir,
No, sir.
all kinds of stuff. But I hand signal. If they've asked me, if he wanted Cody's opinion, he would have asked Cody. He wanted my opinion. I don't want Cody to know what my opinion is. Cody knew I called a ball. He might have thought it was down. And I go, because you know I'm not going to say up or down. Almost never am I going to say up or down. Unless it's so, my question is, well, I'm just usually not. So I'll give it to one of those. Well, now Cody might have thought it was down. But I gave it one of those. Well, Cody doesn't know what I said. And then here's the interesting, I said this, here's the interesting one, and this does happen to me. Cody said, Greg, you have that down? Yeah. Boys, I'm telling you, I say this over and over again. I know that people sitting in this room right now are better umpires than I am. I have learned how to survive. I've learned that I call more strikes than balls. I know nobody has enough pitching, and I know how to diffuse situations. You guys might mechanically do things a lot better than I do, and I will openly admit that. But I know how to handle situations. And why would I tell Cody said he thought he had it down. Why am I going to disagree with Cody? So I'm just going to go on and agree with Cody. He's happy because he couldn't see up and down, the coach. Cody's happy because he thought the ball was down.
Coach got an answer.
We're moving on.
The problem is when you don't answer him is when he's like, where's that pitch? Greg, where's that pitch? Greg, where's the pitch? Same pitch, same inning. Greg, where's that pitch? Greg, where's that pitch? Right? Now he's just escalating.
I do believe that if a coach asks a question, we should address it in one manner or another. Now, you might be addressing it with, this is your warning for balls and strikes. That's okay. He got a response, but it just irritates. I can't imagine being a coach. Well, I can because I've done it. Being a coach and asking and just having somebody ignore me. That would infuriate me. I mean, we'd be headed down a really bad path at that point. And I'm more than willing to work my way on down that path. But so anyway, okay. So we got that. Now let's go to the that next inning. Now we're in the third inning. Same coach questioned you in the first inning. Same coach is now his team's batting. He's in the coach's box now. And you call a strike. Hank, you call a strike. What might, what might the coach's response be at that point?
You didn't call that a strike earlier.
There wasn't a strike in the first. How many of you heard that one before?
Pretty consistent.
Yeah. How many of you heard? I mean, look, real world situations. Hank, what might you say, if anything?
I'm not saying anything. If he's in the coach's box saying that, if he says, you didn't call that in the first inning, I'm not even looking up for it. I'm staying right where I'm at, waiting for the next pitch.
Okay, so you're going to...
I'm ignoring that one.
Okie doke. What about if he says it coming from... Oh, stand up. What about if he says it in the dugout? He's got two lackeys working first and third, and he's still in the dugout. And he says, that wasn't a strike last inning.
This is the same guy now that asked the catcher where the ball was, and now
I'm not gonna.
You answered him.
I'm not gonna turn and address him, but I'm gonna say, hey, knock it off. Some wag of.
You're just going to give a hand or something?
Knock it off. Something like
All right. How many of you? So this is interesting. So you can be seated. So you're going to address the coach in the coach's box. You're going to handle him differently in the coach's box than in the dugout.
Yes, I would.
Why?
Coach. Same coach.
Same coach. It could be the same coach.
I'm very interested. Look, and this is all, we're just kind of talking, right? I told the last group, I hope that when my whole hope is that you go, as you're listening and as you're talking, all the input you want. And as long as we don't rabbit chase. But I want you to go, hey, you know what? I can use that. That doesn't really fit with me.
Or try it.
No, I'm going to try that one. I wouldn't do that, and here's why. If you don't, just know why. Just know why. And because most everything that we're trying to do is what we at least believe in theory and in practice, in most situations, should keep things down. We don't want it to escalate to a major issue. So, but I'm curious, why would you handle the coach in the coach's box?
Proximity. Coach's box is 80, 90 feet away.
Oh, the coach in the coach's box can't see that.
It's not necessarily, he's farther away than a coach in the dugout who's probably only 40 or 50
Okay, how many of you would handle a coach in the coach's box differently than a coach in the dugout? Y'all can raise your hands, it's all right. Okay.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't it also come down to how long he keeps talking? I mean, if he just makes one statement like that wasn't a strike in the first inning, and that's it. He doesn't say another word.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My opinion is that's twice now.
It could be 3 times.
That's twice.
maybe nobody heard it.
Now I go, I'm sorry, I would just take my mask off and I look down at him and say, excuse me, it sounds to me like you're arguing balls and strikes. And if that's what you're doing, we're not going there today. I would have to address
I
it.
mean,
All right, now hold on.
I would
All right.
have to address it.
All right, now listen. Here's what I think.
Coach, second time I
Eh,
had.
Mike, are you going to handle the guy in the coach's box any different than the
No.
Yeah, I won't either. And I mean, yeah, whatever works for you. But here's what I think. No, that dude in the coach's box this inning is heading his butt back to the dugout next inning, next half. And if I don't dress him there, he's taking a free shot at me.
Guys, how about this? Who's usually in the coach's box?
Head coach and the assistant.
Maybe head coach, but
Usually it's the head coach
head
in high
coach
school.
at third base,
Yeah.
right? So the guy at first base is who? It's Greg Calder. He's a flunky, right? He's an assistant. He's the guy that throws BP, just someone to go down there and say, stop, go, get back, right? So if he's chirping at you, you're not going to say anything.
That's a difference. I'm assuming
You're assuming the head
head
coach.
coach is at third base. Now,
Well-
if we're talking about first base coach.
Okay.
I'm-
All right. So let's
I'm
use
gonna-
so let's use the head coach. So the head coach is
No, he's not doing this. He said that's not the same pitch. You didn't call that the same pitch.
But in the first inning, he asked Cody where the pitch was, right?
No, we're
He
not-
might have asked us. He may have asked. He
If
asked
it's a
us.
first shot, I'm going to.
First shot now, if he says, he's not gonna ask that question. He's not gonna say, that's not what you called in the first.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, we're talking about a second
Yep,
situation.
a second situation.
Right. Now he's on offense before he was on defense. So,
Okay.
First time, again, he's 90 feet away,
Yep.
as opposed to 30 or 40 feet away, right behind the backstop.
But what does the feet
I
have to
can
do
act
with
like
it?
I didn't hear him when he's in the coach's box, because he's 90 feet away.
But what does the feet have to do with it?
Because it's 90, it's
But
twice the distance.
my question is it more that you don't want to be? Everyone's looking at me.
No.
Now I'm addressing him from 90 feet
If I
away.
address him, now I gotta get into a shouting match with him 90 feet away.
You don't have to.
I don't have to, but I have to respond to, the distance, I think, does play a factor in me.
Okay. What about this? Hold on. I don't want to degrade here. I want to. But hey, here's what I would submit to you. This is now the second time. You gotta address it. I think you have to address it, because otherwise he gets another shot, and now you got to deal with him next time. So and here's why. It's all based on my premise that we got to get from here to here, in order to get a warning. Under most circumstances, I need to do, and then I got a warning. So I'm not going to miss my opportunity to get that next little check box. I call it checking my boxes. Got that box checked. Let me see. First time, I gave him his answer. All right, I was nice to him. Second time, second time, I went, I might even go, we're not doing it today. Now he knows I'm a little aggravated, but I didn't holler. I'm not a holler on a baseball field. I didn't holler. I didn't create an issue with the fans usually.
his mask
Didn't
off.
do any of that. And then, but I checked another box. Doo-doo. Next half inning. Difference is, Hank will probably need to get another shot taken at him in the next half inning or in the 2 innings from now, and he's going to address the difference. The difference with me is he's going to take the shot his next half inning, and I'm going, all right, told you twice, this is your third time, this is your official warning on balls and strikes. And I'm all right. That's the last box I need to check.
Because what comes next? He knows he hasn't got much to hang on to.
Fellas, I'm telling you, if I can stress one thing in dealing with coaches and athletic directors, they don't want to see umpires that get emotional. They really do want, now, because they'll use it against you if you do. They really do want to see, even if the athletic directors especially, I don't really care about the coaches, but the ADs want to go, Greg, you know what? My coach acted like an absolute ass today. But the umpire handled it professionally. So I'm telling you, I don't get emotional about that stuff. Even to the point when I'm writing down as a segue to the next piece, when I'm writing down my warning, T, 4, B, and S. Took me 5 seconds. I'll scribble something else. Put in my pocket. I know now what's happening right now. While I'm writing that down, what's happening?
You're calming down.
You
Well,
are. What's the other guy doing?
no,
Who knows?
he's probably taking his shots, right?
He's getting his shot.
He's probably getting his shots in. He's probably, let's see, let me think here. I hope you feel better about yourself. It's not about you. Oh, everybody sees you. Oh, the ever popular. It's not about you, it's about the kids. Don't ruin the game. Just finished. Card in. Play. We learned a few years ago, in every argument, I am not trying to win that war. I'm not trying to win the battle because I got to get through the war. I don't want to convince them I'm right. I'm not going to argue with them. It's just not happening. So if I get to where we get the warning, I'm done. I just want the next pitch thrown. That's it. Period. So I will address it. I will address it easy, softly. You'll never get the hollering out of me. I say almost never. I can't remember the last time I hollered at a coach because there's enough fail-safes in place that we don't have to anymore. We just go, all right, this is your warning. You must leave. Duke. Okay.
If there's an ejection now, how do you think Greg's going to handle? Oh yeah, the first inning he questioned me on balls and strikes, and I told him that's enough. In the second inning he said it again, and I dumped him. What's Greg? You have nothing to stand on, right? Like Greg says, try and be kinder, gentler. Keep him in the game. Keep the game moving along. Don't stop the game. It's handling that situation, Coach. This is your official warning on balls and strikes. I said it to you once. Now I got to write it down. Boom. You go back to the game. Now he takes a pop at you. Greg, yeah, he said something in the first inning. I answered him. He said something in the second inning. I told the catcher. The third inning he shot it again. I officially warned him. And in the fifth inning he just told me my balls and strikes suck. Okay. How's he going to answer that compared to, oh yeah, I yelled at him, I took my mask off, I walked over to the dugout, we talked about it. That's not, did you understand what he's saying? He kept the game moving, kept it flowing.
I just need you to check the boxes. That's all. Just, got that. Yep, that's good. Now, sometimes you don't have to check all the boxes, right?
Yeah.
Because it just goes stupid.
If it's the right words.
It just goes stupid. So we all get that. But in general, that's what you're. All right, so a couple things quickly that we also deal with, and I think maybe we're not so good at dealing with it, and that is how How much time we got?
5 minutes.
All right. And that is the catcher. What do we deal with the catcher who holds a pitch on us? Or what do we do with the catcher who grabs the mask and tells the coach that you just missed the pitch? Or that. So can we all agree, and I'll jump through all of the role play back and forth. Can we all agree that a catcher has to be addressed?
Who would not address that catcher for any of those?
Okay. Bad behavior won't go away. And so we need to address it. The two people that I will address first time, every time, catcher, pitcher. Because they affect my game.
Could be 3, Greg. I just thought. Maybe the hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the hitter goes.
That's true. That's true. I'll get it. But, all right, so here we go. Very
I'm sorry,
quickly.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a good one. Very quickly. Hitter turns on me. Like,
You know.
yeah. And now, you got to kind of play it along. But, I mean, he might get something from, all the way from, dude, what are you looking at? I mean, like, I don't know what you're looking at, but that was a good pitch. Or he might get and this exchange really does have more to do with personality. Because it's not, a lot of people aren't even going to know what just happened. So me, you, and the catcher. And a lot of the times it's about, me and the catcher teaming up against him. Dude, what are you looking at?
I wouldn't take that again.
And so, or it's that's a strike all day long.
That's a good pitch. You're right.
That's a good pitch. Any of that works. Point is, you do not have to bark at them. Just, catcher goes. And then catcher sometimes will pipe up and go, yeah, that's a great pitch. And then, because they just played on the AAU team together during the summertime, right? So, I mean, that's an easy one, but it has to be addressed. Catcher, he holds. Don't hold that on me. Throw the ball back. And I will be forceful with the pitcher. I will be forceful with the catcher without hollering. The catcher will get a very stern, don't hold that pitch. It's a ball. Throw it back. I mean, we get baseball games going on, and they're doing all their other stuff, so they can't hear that. But I'll be forceful with him. And if anything else occurs, I'm coming around in front of him. And I'm sweeping off a perfectly clean plate.
And you're not looking at the plate. You're looking at Cody saying, Cody, we're looking here at Cody because Cody can see me. I'm not putting my head down. I'm making sure Cody understands, hey, Cody, you catch the ball. I'll call balls and strikes.
Understand that if it gets to that point, then all the other things that you've tried aren't working. You and Cody have no relationship, so don't worry about keeping it.
Or him.
You have to survive. So it's something, put it in your own words. And fellas, this happens what? Once every few years? But it'll happen to somebody this year. So that's why we're talking about it. So you're sweeping. Cody, you plan on staying in this game. You catch the baseball. I don't need your help. You understand me? And I'm going to make him respond to me. I am going to make him respond to me.
A lot of times, if Cody's good enough, he'll handle the pitcher for you.
Now you got the pitcher. Now you got the pitcher to deal with. And so, pitcher gives you that, well, that crap. Well, I will use Cody, and I'll go, Cody, got him, Greg. Cody probably knew it.
Yep.
Now, Cody, if he knows what he's doing, you can just go, hey, Cody, did you see that? There goes Cody. I knock it off. It comes back. Now, Cody might be a knucklehead. So, if that happens, you got
Cody, did you see
to
that? What?
you got to
Coach is out there
explain
now.
to Cody. Cody, he's reacting on the mound. That will not work out well for him today. You better go tell him that. Got it. There he goes. And I use that line more than I do anything else. That's not going to work well for you today. Now, Cody goes and handles it or does whatever. Or we get a hit next pitch, and for some reason, I won't make a big production out of it either. I mean, if it didn't seem, if we got a knock 'em out game and a pitcher a little bit, and it's a 3-2 count, I'm not going to screw this thing up in the 7th inning by having Cody make a production out there. I'm going to log it back, I'm going to get through this pitch, and then I'm going to deal with him. And so now we got to play at first base. I run up first base. If anybody leaves here saying Greg said leave his position to go deal with the pitcher, you're wrong. I ran to first base because that's what I was supposed to do. And as I came back, if a ball's hit to first base, where's the pitcher at? Over on my side of the field anyway. And I give Cody a baseball, and I look him square in his eyes, and I say, you pitch the ball, I'll umpire. It won't work either way other than that. I'm not going to argue with him. I don't even need a response from him. What I say will be absolutely, he can't misconstrue it.
Can you guys change a baseball after it's been hit?
Absolutely.
Sure, right? So, now again, Greg's not saying no outs, bases loaded, you got to run to first base because the pitcher ran for the reason. Nobody on, maybe, 1 out, you're going to run out there. Hey, let me see that ball. Hey, Hank, you throw the ball, I'll call balls and strikes, clear? He didn't take his mask off. He didn't call time and walk out slowly and give the guy up. The coach isn't, no one knows what he's doing. His mask is on.
Last group brought up a great, okay, so I go out there and I bounce towards him and I go, dude, throw the ball, don't umpire. And I head back. And now the coach, who had the same issue that Cody, that what's his name on the mound did, the coach is probably thinking the same thing. I missed it. Now the coach says,
Greg, what's up with that?
as I'm running,
What's up?
Mike, got it. We're good.
Okay.
I'm telling you, if you'll run places on that field, you will solve a lot of your problems. And the other thing is, he doesn't know what I just said to Cody. He didn't know that I looked like I could eat him up when I walked it, when I did that. When I finished with Cody, I'm just happy-go-lucky. I switched my gears. And why? Fellas, in the preseason, and because I talked to so many of y'all in 25 years, and you've given me all the material I need to figure out how I'm going to handle situations. And I've given my own self some of them because I'm handling it wrong. I promise you, it's my shtick to go towards the pitcher and say whatever it was I just said with my eyes like I can eat him up. But I'm not going to holler because I don't want anybody else to know that. I'm just going to be forceful. And then when I'm done, I'm back to bouncing around. And coach now, Mike's trying to